So as Ron said, we're a package solution. We're targeting apartments and multifamily housing, as well as work solutions where the commonality is longer duration charging. So going back to what Corbin said regarding L1 and L2, and how that's tailored to a lot of use cases where people can plug in for a few hours. That's really the solution we've built, with consideration to the public grid impact. Because if you just do level 3 charging, that's obviously a very significant impact on the grid, and also with consideration to the convenience of the end user and the driver. So let me just go through why we need to invest in EV charging. I think everybody in this call probably knows this. 50% of new cars will be EV by 2030. And if you look at the quote on the right, charging is really the biggest barrier to EV adoption. McKinsey states that, most public sources state that as well. So we really have to solve the charging problem. So our stance is that the future of EV charging is not making electric gas stations, essentially. So if you look at the gas station model, there's 150,000 of these across the country. So you go to one of these, you charge in a public location, and you charge as fast as you can, and you only go when your gas tank is empty. That's been the model so far. The EV model has to be different. The reason it has to be different is because we will never get to 150,000 locations, and because charging fast at peak times is really bad for the grid, it's bad for the battery, and we will not be able to support it. So the model is, and where we've built our company, is to charge either at home or at work, what we call longer duration charging, and to basically plug in every day. So you're never, ever at the point of empty. You're always charging a little bit. The average person, the average commuter, commutes about 30 miles a day. And so if you keep it plugged every day, there is no, I think Corbin referred to charge anxiety. If you keep it charged at L1 or L2 every day at home, just get into the habit of doing that. Your battery should not be empty, and you will have enough to commute to work, plus to commute to your fun activities afterwards. And so the reason the advantage of this for utilities and for the grid in general is that it minimizes the surges. So that if you go with, the analogy of the gas station, and you go with a level 3, typically that would be after work, and it would create a peak during the after commute hours and create surges on the grid. So this solution allows you to minimize the surges. In addition, you can charge at off-peak time. So you can essentially charge it at night between 2 a.m. in the morning when nobody is on the grid, and is probably the best. It allows accessibility for everybody, meaning not only those who have access to a public L3 charger, but really everybody who lives, in our case, in apartment complexes. But most people, anybody who needs it at home will have access to this and does not have to worry about being close to an L3. That's also an issue of convenience, but in addition, it's an issue of affordability, because most of the public chargers, if you look at ChargePoint and the rest, they mark up the electricity by a significant amount. Sometimes 40, 80 cents per kilowatt. The affordability of being able to do it at home makes it a lot more manageable and easy for EV adoption. In addition, you have the issue of below market housing, which is an equity concern for everybody, and having a solution that's affordable at home addresses that issue. So the current challenges with charging in one's apartment or at work are that they're expensive to install, and I think Corbin did a good job at explaining that. Not sure that he specifically talked about the L3 prices, the big boxes, but they are very, very expensive. They're also expensive to maintain. As you see some of the pictures on the right, about 20% of them are down at any point in time because there's, the J plug is broken, because the cords dangle and somebody drives over them. So maintenance issues all around. It requires something we call musical cars, which is essentially that if you're in a work or residential situation, you have to switch around with your neighbor or co-worker, and you constantly have to rotate, fight over the spots, and in some cases pay idle fees. Only a few people can charge at one time, and it doesn't really scale, meaning you put a big charging station, and then next time when you add more EV drivers, you have to go through the whole electrical permitting process, pay all of it again, which is very difficult to go through every single time. So what we have built is a solution for this long duration charging, addressing the following needs. First of all, the load shedding. So we minimize the demand peaks. Our charging is L1 and L2. We provide per space charging, meaning everybody at their own space within the building's power constraints, whether that's an apartment building, multifamily, or a work situation. So grid-wise and current infrastructure-wise, this is probably the best approach to solving the peak demand issues. It's a solution that's scalable in terms of it migrates from wired to powered in a very quick way. So we basically wire prep the whole garage and then power it. And it's affordable and convenient, as I mentioned before. Our customers buy it because it's really convenient for the drivers. They don't have to do these musical cars. They can charge at the convenience of their home or their work. And it's affordable in terms of the lower tariff rates, but also because we are really friendly towards below market properties. So a little bit about how the solution is designed. On the left, you see a diagram which basically shows you, we have one unit between every two spaces, and that unit looks like the diagram in the middle here where you see the two cars charging. It's got L1 and L2. What we do in advance, we go at the beginning, we pre-wire every joint spaces with the wired solution that we have. You see that where it's marked number 2. And we only go through that once with one permit, one installation, very friendly towards subsidies that Corbin discussed. And then as customers add more EV drivers, we bring in the powered boxes. They slot right into the wired base and provides a powered solution for charging. So the customers really like this because you go in once, take advantage of subsidies where they're available, prep the whole garage, whether it's a multifamily housing or a work situation, enable everybody to enable the power in every space, but then it's easily scalable as more drivers come in to add more of the powered boxes. One of the other things that drivers really like about our solution is that we give 3 charging options. The first one is the ability to charge now immediately, which may often be at peak rates. The other one is the ability to postpone the charge or to balance it to take advantage of lowest rates, and typically those would be overnight. And then the third one is a combination to get the lowest rate with the requested range by time of departure, meaning I'm going to charge now at 6 p.m. when I got back from work. I need 50 miles by 7 a.m. in the morning. The solution will figure out what is the best time to charge and the lowest rate for that. And customers really love that because they don't have to, they don't have to worry about it. They know they're going to get the lowest rate. They know it's going to be affordable to them, and they have the peace of mind to know that they're ready to go to work the next day. This is just a little bit more about us. We're funded in 2019. We are in the Bay Area, expanding rapidly to other geos. Got tons of experience in the space and amazing awards and grants that we've received so far.